Back here at the Barracuda Championship, hanging out with Cam Champ, fresh off a 13-point round one. You shot a 66. How'd it feel out there, man?
Yeah, it was a very odd day. I really felt like I did not hit it well. I was just kind of just trying to just control my tempo all day. Just something didn't feel right, but I was just scoring well. For the most part, if I left myself, 15 to 25 feet, I was able to capitalize today. So I really think it was a little bit of ball striking with irons, but I made a lot of great putts today.
That included a 31 on the back nine. What do you like about this event? Third time here at Old Greenwood, the Stableford system. It's a very unique one for you guys, right?
It is, yeah. It's like you said, somebody can shoot, 2 under with no bogeys versus somebody can shoot 2 under with 4 birdies and two bogeys and beat that person. So it is a little odd with that aspect. Obviously, if you're on the right side of that, it's obviously beneficial. But it's different. It's fun. This event kind of feels kind of like a home event for me. I grew up not too far from here, so yeah, it's always enjoyable.
Yeah. So you're from the Sacramento area, kind of Roseville.
Yeah.
Did you get to play a lot of mountain golf up here in the kind of Truckee, Tahoe area when you were growing up, or even into like Auburn? I imagine this isn't like an uncomfortable environment for you.
No, a lot. As growing up, there was Dark Horse, the Ridge. We came up here a little bit, just occasionally, maybe once or twice a year. Definitely some junior golf in Reno. So yeah, like you said, this is very familiar for me. My grandfather actually had a cabin when I was young in Truckee, so we'd come up all the winters. So yeah, like you said, this is kind of a little home away from home.
So you've actually won 3 times on the PGA Tour. One of those was at the Safeway Open, which might even be more of like a homecoming as well, being in Northern California. What did it mean to you not only to win that event, but being the fact that it's kind of right in your backyard as well?
Yeah, I think just everything that was kind of going on that week and how I was playing, that was definitely a special week, one to remember. Everything went easy. It was just, it was the best way I could explain it was just the very free-flowing freedom, just playing. I didn't make many mistakes at all that week. I didn't make a ton of birdies, but I just didn't make many mistakes, and it just kind of kept me in there.
Last win 2021 at the 3M, so it's been 4 years. Is that something that you think about? Like, it's been a while, but also, man, some guys can go 300-plus events. We just talked with Patrick Rogers, and he's still looking for that elusive first win, but is it one of those, like, I'd love to get back at the top one of these days here?
For me, it's just kind of one tournament at a time right now. This year was definitely, it's been a very odd/positive year, kind of how the start of the year went and the end of last year. So, for me, it's just been trying to do the same things, keep putting in the work that I'm doing, and then on the flip side, just kind of working on myself. I feel like that's the main key for me. So, like you said, with kind of how the last few years have gone for me, I know once I can take care of that, which I have been, and I've been getting better. I'm still human. I'm still going to make mistakes and maybe overreact on a certain shot, but I'm heading in the right direction.
And you're still just 30 years old.
Yeah.
You mentioned your grandpa Mac, correct?
Yes.
I think we lost him about 6 years ago, but I think he was hugely influential for you, right? Can you just talk about the origin in your golf story and just how it got going?
Yeah. Pops, he started me. First time I had a club was probably 18 months, 2 years old, kind of when he introduced the game. My dad was an athlete back in the day, baseball guy, so obviously I knew probably initially he wanted me to play baseball. Even at that time, I think when I was born, he was like, what the hell's golf? Like, he had no idea about golf. But kind of as time went on, my parents worked a lot when I was younger, so my grandma and pops kind of half raised me. My parents would work all the way till 6 o'clock, and then they'd come pick me up. So, so like you said, it was just every single day in the backyard, hitting balls, and just eventually when I got older, started playing events, and it just kind of took off from there.
Look at you now, man.
Yeah. Kind of a cool side story as well. We saw that Marcus Bellan, University of Nevada star, was out there following you on the golf course. What's the story behind that?
I definitely know who he is. Like you said, being kind of from this area and kind of following sports and all that. Yeah, it was nice to see, and nice to just see the support in general. So, like you said, this is a very comfortable week for me, and to have the support is great.
All right, so you're kind of known as a guy that can let it fly a little bit. Being up here at high elevation, what are we talking about when it comes to average drives here at Old Greenwood?
For me, it's here. It depends on the flight. You can hit the same shot with 2 different flights and it go 10 yards difference.
Like, does that something you have to be mindful of also?
You have, picking the shot I want to hit. Like, if I'm hitting a stock shot and I'm flighting it, it's not going to go as far as if I'm hitting a stock shot normal height in the air.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of similar as drives, but I'm playing around 10 to 12% for altitude. So, like you said, on the range, drivers were going 350-ish, which for me normal back home is 315 to 325. So it's about right on the percentage, and kind of similar with irons. 6-iron was going 230-ish this week, versus normal conditions it's around 210 to 213.
Okay, so if you're here, and you wanted to just crank it at high elevation, what do you think you could max out at this elevation on your driver? If you wanted to just rip it.
I mean, yesterday I hit one with one of my buddies, Chandler. I think that one flew 359. But I was going at it. That one we were just joking around.
Yeah. Let's just see because we're up here.
He was the one. For me, I kind of hate doing it, but he was just kind of messing with me.
He's like, come on, man,
just let it rip.
Let it rip.
So when are we in Truckee, right?
Yeah.
Can you tell us about the Cameron Champ Foundation and some of the things you're doing through the game?
Yeah, so we started that kind of when I first came on tour. And it kind of stems back to just kind of where I grew up. I grew up, the first golf course I ever played was a course called Foothill Farms off Greenback in 80. They had a program there. It was maybe like $50 for kids under 8 for the year, and I'd just play there. Same thing with Pops. At that time, if my parents are working until the evenings, Pops would come pick me up. We'd go play pretty much as many holes as I wanted to. So come full circle, we took it over probably maybe 4 years ago now. And that's kind of where we're going to stem kind of the foundation out of. Like I said, my dad has a lot of roots back home with the community. I mean, he's been there since Pops got stationed there at McClellan. So that was, late 70s, early 80s. So, so we're golf is going to be the platform. Obviously, that's not everything, but again, it's using it as the platform to get the kids in. The ones that want to play golf will have everything you need to kind of improve your game, but then also just the flip side of kind of where I grew up on, I guess it would be the east side of Highway 80 was a lot different than the west side.
Yeah.
It's creating an environment for them, a comfortable environment,
That's awesome.
mentorship, help with books, studies, and just have a fun environment. So, like you said, golf is the main. We're using that as the platform, but that's not everything.
Does your little guy got a club in his hands yet? If the internet's to be believed, son Beckham 2 in a week from today, turning 2?
Yep. July 24th.
I promise I wasn't creeping on you.
Yeah.
But, he got a club in his hand yet?
He has it, and the odd thing is, I think he watches me swing standing from this direction. So lately he's been swinging lefty. I'm like, well, that one's going to be a bit tough for me. He is a little bit big for his age, but we'll, like you said, even that, I'm not going to force it on him. Obviously, it would be a lot of fun if he were to play, but, we'll just kind of take things slowly and kind of see what he kind of falls into and kind of go from there.
How has fatherhood changed your perspective?
It definitely has. Yeah, it can kind of bring you back in moments, like even, whether it be a tournament or if, you're kind of veering off, mentally out there, it kind of just pulls you back into the circle. So it always reminds me, what's important, why I'm doing this, why I'm gone I've been gone the last 5 weeks and I'm playing the next 2. And then, so it makes it worth being gone that much.
Word. You got anything else? Because I do got one more.
Go for it,
almost running
Jump
out of time.
in.
I did do a bit of a deep dive on the Instagram.
Yeah.
I saw you played a couple rounds with Steph Curry, maybe 6 or 7 years ago.
Yeah, on the web.com.
We just got done covering the American Century Championship last week at Edgewood. Did you have your eyes on the celeb tournament at all? And maybe who were you impressed by out there?
I did watch it a little bit. Steph definitely has game. I remember when we played there. I think the first day he struggled, but the second day I think he shot even par or 1 under. Yeah. So I mean, again, for the guy who's 70% of the year, he's just locked in on basketball, and obviously he'll play. I'm sure maybe a day or two here and there in between schedules, but it was definitely impressive. And I did mess with Charles Barkley. He's been a huge supporter of mine and kind of support with that.
Awesome.
So. I think was the first day. I think he holed out once, and then he
88 yards,
hit a couple
man.
shots. Yeah. And then the following day, there was a clip going around where he bladed one over the green. I'm not sure if y'all saw that. Obviously, I'm not going to say what he said, but
I think you were there for that, weren't you?
I was there for that.
Yeah,
he
you
had
got
some
that
choice
clip.
words for himself.
yeah, I was dying laughing whenever
Classic
I saw
Chuck.
that. Yep.
It's always
Classic.
great to see those guys go to Tahoe every year and act like professional golfers.
Yeah.
Camp Champ, man, thanks so much for the time. 13
Yeah.
points in round one, very much in contention. Good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
All right.